Hey, Grumpy Fly Fisherman fans. For those of you who may not be fans, welcome. Um, Gonna do a little fly tying session this morning, short one. By this point in time, you know we can catch fish, so we're gonna get off of that for a while. But this is a pattern that my buddy TR Rafferty was using when I was up in Idaho. And of course, he comes up with some crazy name for the thing. Anyway, I'm dropping stuff all over the ground over here. Bear with me. There we go. Dropping rubber legs. So TR fished primarily with two flies when we floated the Teton. One of the days I was up in Idaho last month. One called the Peanut and one called the Purple Crusher. Appropriately named. So these were poached off of TR Rafferty. I'm just going to tie in some chenille. This is a black crystal chenille. I think TR used purple for the patterns. One of the patterns anyway. Probably the Purple Crusher. And from that point, and this is a medium chenille. Get my thread back to the start of the bend of the hook, and then I'm going to tie in foam. So this is MFC foam, and it's two-sided, mottled and non-mottled. I am going to tie this with mottled side up. And now that I've got my chenille started, we're just going to tie in the tail of our peanut fly. And I'm just going to swing this chenille in front for the time being. At this point, I'm going to tie in some legs. And TR likes to use these translucent. These are Arbor Anglers. Silly legs, perfectly barred. Pearl silver is the color. They're translucent. You can see through them. I think that does some pretty cool things in the sunlight when they're on the surface. So I'm just going to take a section and loop it and tie it in for my rear legs. Get this material out of the way. Rocking some 80s on the TV this morning. And I'm just going to secure those with 2 or 3 wraps. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and just cut this. And now I've got my 2 pairs of legs, like so. And before I leave this portion of the fly, I am going to tie in a little high-vis indicator. In this case, I'm going to use chartreuse or lime green. This is 2mm foam as well, just to help with floatability of the bug. And again, this is more of a visual aid for me because I'm old and I can't see. And this is how TR ties it. I'm going to secure that with 3 wraps. And I didn't get a recipe for how to tie this fly from TR, so I'm just kind of winging it. But so far, so good. Bring my thread forward up to where I want to tie off my chenille. I'm going to cut off this indication. So this is what we have so far. 2 sets of legs. Well, 1 set of legs actually. And now I'm going to wrap my body of chenille forward. And again, this is just a, pardon me for banging the camera. We're going to keep it kind of slim, kind of slender. Again, that's how TR fished it. So that's how I'm going to tie it. So I don't want a big bulky body for this particular bug. Some of my hippie stompers, I like to tie them super fat. We'll trim this off. Kind of secure that in place. Then just bring our foam forward. So again, it's basically Chernobyl ant style. And we're going to repeat the process that we just did on the back end of the fly. So I'm going to get myself some barred legs. Again, the color is pearl silver. Get those kind of semi-even, and we're going to tie those in just like we did back end of the fly, like so. And somewhere close to the middle of the front loop, and then we can just adjust these in the position where we want them, like so. So super long legs. I don't typically tie with such long legs, but TR's bug was ripping when I was up in Idaho, so we'll give the super long legs a shot. And again, more lime green or chartreuse foam, 2mm foam on the front end of our bug. Then I'm going to just bring my thread forward, like so. I'm going to trim my foam pieces off. And if you want to taper the head on this, you can. We'll just cut off the square edges, give it a little shape. Then you can tie a little smiley face on there if you want, because this fly is going to be having so much fun. And a couple of half hitches. If you want to whip finish, you can. I typically don't like whip finishing when I have all this rubber around. That's why. It's kind of a new whip finisher, and I'm having a little bit of trouble with it. I've got an old school one. So let me just do a bunch of half hitches and call it good. Okay. Anyway, that's TR's peanut. Trim that off. And we're going to leave the legs just like they are, super long. That's what you got. I can't wait to go try this thing now that I've tied them. I didn't fish them when I was fishing with TR because it was like hippie stomper versus peanut orange or purple crusher when I was up there. But we both caught fish. That's it. Low profile, kind of skinny. I might take this up into Waterton Canyon, or who knows. I'm not going to even trim the legs to be even. I like it the way it is. Alrighty looking. LG, the Grumpy Fly Fisherman. So, yeah, give me a like, subscribe, tie some of these up. Let me know how they work for you wherever you live. If you're on the East Coast, try them. If you're in Colorado where I live, tie them up and try them. I'll bet they work. Looks like a good pattern to me. It worked well when I was up in Idaho for DR. So, I'm out. I'll be back with more fly tying videos. Oh, you know what? Let me show you my beetle I just tied up. Sit tight. This is my, let's get rid of this guy and show you this guy. This is my little chartreuse sparkly beetle, which is another pattern that should rip. This time of year, beetles work really well. Typically I'm throwing them black, with a peacock curl body, kind of the standard foam beetle. But this guy, I'm going to give this guy a shot. I'll let you know how it works. I don't have a name for it yet. You guys can name it. Give it a name. We'll go with it. All right, LG, the Grumpy Fly Fisherman. There's a couple patterns for you. I'll be fly tying a bunch more. I got my coffee this morning. Getting ready to go to work. Last year at this time, I was managing the Denver Fly Shop, for those of you that didn't know that. And fortunately, we closed because of COVID. Never came back. But I'm looking forward to my days off this week, getting some fishing, and it's going to be 95 degrees today in Denver and 97 tomorrow. It's stupid, folks. Hashtag the earth is broken. We got to do something about it. I think it's too late. I'm glad I'm older now. I turned 64 in a couple weeks, and I'm glad I got this far before we all sweat to death on Mother Earth. Such a bummer. LG, the Grumpy Fly Fisherman, I'm out. GoPro, stop recording.